Hey, what is going on, everybody? Today we are super excited because we are announcing the Unity 6 Trio. The Trio is a triple switch expander made exclusively for the Unity 6 MIDI controller, and it's designed for players who want more customized control and even simpler workflows. So the Trio adds 3 programmable foot switches, giving you a total of 6 presets with a short press and a long press for each switch. Plus, it requires no power and it sits flush along the front of your Unity 6. The best part is it takes a single TRS patch cable connected to the input of the Trio and one of the UniPorts on the Unity 6. So in addition to the 6 presets, you can also use the through port and just plug another standard TRS cable from the through port of one Trio into the input of the next Trio, and that'll give you 6 additional switches per UniPort, giving you a total of 12 switches you can add to the Unity 6. So why did we make the Trio? Well, since the launch of the Unity 6, players have loved its ability and deep feature set. However, they have asked for dedicated switches to control a lot of the things either globally to the Unity 6, like banking up and down, or having access to all 6 of their loops on the fly at any given time. And this is why we created the Trio. And so some of these dedicated features that I'm talking about would be things like banking up and banking down, giving access to all your loops, toggling your boost on and off, or simply just increasing and decreasing the BPM on the Unity 6. You can also have dedicated access to turning your red remote features on or off, or even your amp channel switching, as well as many other features. So these features all work globally across every bank within the Unity 6. So you program it once, and then you have access to all of these features across every bank. We also have given you the ability to override those global presets, and then now you can send customized MIDI messages with the simple click of a switch. So instead of having to deep dive into your presets with a double tap or a long press, you can instantaneously fire those messages with the simple click of a switch. So as mentioned earlier, it only takes a single TRS cable to connect to your Trio, no power required. So let's take a look and see what that looks like to set that up within the Unity 6. Okay, so here we are in front of the Trio, and we're gonna show you how to set it up and get it connected to your Unity 6. So first things first, there is no power required to run the Trio. The only thing you need is a single TRS patch cable, nothing special, just a standard patch cable plugged into one of the UniPorts in the back, and then plugged into the input of the Trio. So the first thing we need to do is to go ahead and set up our UniPort to know that it's going to work with the Trio. So we go into global settings, we go into the Unity 6, and then inside here we're going to set our UniPorts to work with the Trio. By default, the UniPorts are programmed to MIDI type A. Just scroll down and select the U6 Trio. So now that we have set up our Trio, we can look into our Trio programming. So this is in the global settings. So you'll see there's a new icon here, and then this is the global action. So whatever you program in here will be accessible across every bank within the Unity 6. So earlier I said we plug a TRS into the UniPorts. You'll see that we have access to UniPorts either 1 or 2, and then we have up to 2 Trios per UniPort. So your first Trio is what's plugged into the UniPort, into the input of the Trio, and then the second Trio, which you can daisy chain with the standard TRS cable, will be the Trio number 2. And so you can have up to 2 Trios per UniPort, so that's 6 Trios with 6 presses and 6 long presses, giving you 12 presets available per UniPort. So that's a total of 24 if you have 4 Trios connected into both UniPorts. All right, so now that you've seen the initial setup process for getting the Trio to work with the Unity 6, let's talk about a few of the things that can be done with the Trio. So as I mentioned earlier, we want access to all 6 of our loops. So how I would use it would be a short press for loop 1, short press for loop 2, and a short press for loop 3, and these automatically toggle those loops on and off. And then I would do a long press for loop 4, long press for loop 5, and a long press for loop 6. And I would assign those messages globally, so that way you have access to all 6 of your loops across every single bank in the Unity 6. How about a scenario where you bank up and down? So we can have switch C banks up, switch A banks down, and then switch B in the middle can toggle a boost on and off. And then with the long presses, you can decide to turn on and off or toggle any of your 3 favorite loops that you have on all the time. Another great idea for how to use the Trio is to always have access to 4 of your loops and then banking up and down with a simple 1-button press. So I would do loops onto the short presses and long presses, and then I would do bank up on a short press and bank down on a long press, and that would give you access to banking up and down without having to use the 2-button presses on the Unity 6. So if you're a guitar player who wants more customizable control over your Unity 6 with quick, dedicated access to all of the features within your Unity 6, you need to check out the Trio right now. So for more in-depth videos on how to use and program the Trio, either that's global, presets, or presets overriding the global within your banks, check out the 2 videos linked down below. And don't forget to leave us your questions down below in the comments. We'll see you later.